This video is sponsored by Blizzard Entertainment and Diablo 4. You can find a link to download Diablo 4 in the description below. One day, while wandering around Kyovashad, we overhear a conversation.
Thank the light you're here. My boy, I think he's possessed.
Worry not, Peter. The cathedral will not abandon you.
A boy? Oh no, is a kid in trouble? Not that it's any of our business, but we can butt in here. Talking to this Sister Octavia, we can say, "What's going on here?"
Ah, good. You look capable. I could use an extra set of hands exorcising the demon that has seized this man's son. Meet me in the cellar there, and prepare yourself. You're about to witness a miracle.
A miracle? About time. We've been seeing too much hell lately. The pair of them head inside the building, and we can follow, whereupon we find a staircase leading to a frigid cellar. Heading downstairs...
Oh, it's colder down here than out there.
A sure sign of demonic presence.
Moving to Sister Octavia, we can ask her, "What do you need me to do?"
Take my chalice and place it in front of the boy. I need to read through my prayer book for the right passages.
With that, we receive the item, Holy Chalice. An ornate chalice of precious metal bearing the mark of the Cathedral of Light. There is a strange patina coating the inside of the bowl. We don't see the boy she was talking about in this room, but nearby we find a hallway, which leads to a much larger room. And in the middle of that room is a sickly boy lying in bed. We can now do as Sister Octavia instructed and place the chalice next to the bed.
Sister, I know the cathedral's normal method is to burn the person possessed.
Some of the clergy can be eager in their reading of the scriptures. That won't happen here.
Oh, praise be.
Wait, the church regularly burns people who are possessed instead of providing exorcisms? Sounds like Sister Octavia isn't following established procedure. I suppose for Peter's sake, that's a good thing. When we're ready, we can go to the sister and say, "Begin the exorcism."
Father Inarius, as I shed my wicked blood, let it be purified in thy light. Let the light fill the darkness.
Pathetic. This child belongs to me.
Angels above! My son!
Let the light push out the darkness hiding within this child. Father, force this demon out.
Your mewling has no power here.
Father, protect this child with your grace. I command you to flee this body.
No! No!
And it works!
Slay it quickly, before it finds another horse.
With that, the demon is pushed out of the child's body. We now have to defeat Zulgon, the Chill-Touched, in combat. He summons a few skeletons to aid him, but they are no match for Beefhorn the Barbarian.
I'm not ready yet.
It is done.
Vata, my boy, can you hear me? Please, say something.
Father? Where am I?
My boy! Oh, Vata, you're all right. Thank you, sister.
You're welcome. I'm sure I will see you at the next service, yes, Peter? Right in the front pew?
Of course, sister, of course.
Let us give them a moment. Speak to me outside.
With that, Sister Octavia heads outside. Peter kneels next to his boy, checking on him, and we can inspect the room for loot, though we don't find any. I'd hate to think what would have happened had we not been here. Sister Octavia was clearly not prepared to fight this demon by herself. Once outside, we find the sister waiting for us where we first met her. Walking up, we can say, "That was interesting."
You did well. You're more suited to this work than you think. There are many more people in Kyovashad who are in need of me. If you have the time, I would welcome your assistance.
With that, we complete the quest, Malady of the Soul. It sounds like Sister Octavia's work here is not complete. There are many people in Kyovashad in need of her help. Sure enough, after leaving to take care of some business, the next time we visit Kyovashad, we find Sister Octavia near to a hovel on the eastern side of the city. She appears to be talking with another resident. Walking forward, we can say, "It's good to see you again, sister."
Ah, you have good timing, friend. Kvera here is convinced her husband is possessed by a demon.
He is! Been disappearing all hours, coming home with bloody hands. He says he does not remember, but he was scaring me. So I tied him up in the cellar until I could get help.
And help you shall have. Come, show us where he is.
Ah, she tied him up in the cellar. The two of them head inside and stand next to the cellar door.
The door is damaged. Kvera, stay outside just in case.
All right.
But the door is damaged. Has something already escaped the cellar? Opening the door, we can descend the stairs into the ominous cellar.
Demons manifesting already?
And we find it filled with demons!
Untold fury.
I don't see her husband.
What was that?
The scream came from outside. Racing out of the cellar, we arrive to find Kvera on the ground by the door to the shack. But at least she's still alive. Walking up, we can say, "Kvera, what happened?"
Vasek, my husband. He was hiding upstairs. He ran out there, quick, before he hurt someone else.
Are you all right?
He looks worse than it is. I will live. Go!
Her possessed husband raced out the door and is now wandering the streets of Kyovashad. And almost immediately after exiting the shack, we find a puddle of blood in the middle of the street.
Ivo, look at me. Stay with me.
He has attacked other city residents, and we find a trail of carnage leading southwest.
Ah, demon! A blood-soaked horror!
Following the trail of blood, it leads us down a staircase to the east. Rounding a corner,
There! Damn, he's gone into the sewers!
the metal grate to the sewer has been pried open. Stepping forward, we can enter the Kyovashad sewers.
Vasek, wait!
We briefly see Vasek before he dashes deeper into the sewer. Hot on his tail, we can pursue him. But along the way, we get confronted by creatures of the sewer.
Need more fury.
The pathways in this sewer twist and turn. Soon we arrive at a fork in the road, and another horde of demons.
Fury. I'm not ready yet.
After dispatching the demons, we could go left or right. Going left first, we arrive at another fork in the road.
Please. I'm so cold.
Where are you, Vasek?
We hear Vasek, but we don't see him. I had a sneaking suspicion that the right path went in a big circle, and sure enough, turning right, after killing more creatures of the sewer, it eventually reconnects back with the path that we were following. So, following it north, back to the second fork in the road, we can turn left. We encounter more demons and monsters on the way, only to arrive at another fork in the road. This time we start by going left, and we encounter a bunch of Carver lunatics, which explode. But at the end of this path, we find another fork in the road. But I had the sneaking suspicion that, like the last fork, the right path again loops around. Taking it, we find a number of side passages, as well as an elite mini-boss, a shivering Carver overseer. mini-boss dead, we can continue to follow the path until it loops back around to our main path, and we again arrive at the third fork in the road. Moving left, we find the path heavily guarded. After defeating all enemies in our way, we see that this path loops back around to the primary path, and we're starting to detect a pattern. So this time going right, we clear all monsters in our way, and sure enough, the path loops around, bringing us right back to where we were. With 4 loops explored, we have one path left before us. Heading that way, we hear Vasek call out to us.
Go away! Go away! Stay away!
No, we won't forsake you!
This path winds this way and that, but always in a northwestern direction. After carving our way through monsters and demons, we arrive at a fork in the road.
It hurts! It hurts!
He's close.
Vasek's voice is coming from the north. Moving south, we can clear this area and loot all the chests before turning around and making our way north. Eventually, we find a wastewater basin.
There. Careful. This situation is delicate.
Sister Octavia takes us aside, and we can ask her, what do we do now?
Like before, take my chalice and place it down as near him as you can. I'll keep his attention.
With Octavia distracting him, we can move forward with the chalice.
Vasek, just stay calm. Will you say the litanies with me?
No! No! Stay away!
Everything is going to be all right.
And placing it down, Sister Octavia begins the exorcism.
Father Inarius, as I shed my wicked blood, let it be purified in thy light.
Stop! Please! It hurts!
Let the light fill the darkness.
No! No!
Something's wrong.
But it doesn't work!
Vasek!
Look upon the shattered remains of his form and lament your own demise.
This demon kills him before manifesting himself. This is Demotac, Baron of the Frozen Wastes. And he's a bit more tricky than Zolgoth. He doesn't summon any demons, but he does have a lot of movement-hampering spells. Frozen walls that slow us. Freezing bombs that explode. But with some careful dodging and precise hits, eventually we take Demotac down.
Out of fury. Relish your meaningless victory while you can.
But he continued to talk after we killed him. Did he not die?
Vasek, I've failed you. I'm so sorry. We need to get out of here.
Sister Octavia seems to be a bit worse for wear. She's hunched over and clenching her stomach. Following her out of the sewers, we meet her again just outside. We can't help but notice that she doesn't look too good. You're injured, we can say.
I'm fine. It's nothing one fire and rest can't cure. Thank you. As badly as things went, they would have been much worse without you. Somehow, I must find the words to talk Vera about our husband. Take care of yourself, child.
She shivers in the cold, to the point where she has a hard time getting words out. But with that, we complete the quest, Depths of Despair. Sometime later, when we again arrive at Kyovashad, a familiar voice calls to us near the waypoint.
Psst! You there! I need to talk to you!
It's Peter, the father of the boy we saved. Peter, why are you whispering?
Our mutual friend needs your help, but we must be cautious. Here, she wanted me to give you this letter.
Dear friend, I do not know how much longer my shaking hand will hold a quill, so I shall be brief. I believe the demon we thought we slew in the sewers was able to escape death. by using me as its next host. Please, come to me in Kvera's cellar if you can. You're the only one I can trust to help. My life is in your hands.
Oh no! Now Sister Octavia is possessed. Opening the note in our inventory, we learn that it's a hastily written note from Sister Octavia. It describes her worsening health and suspicions that the demon we encountered in the sewers was not destroyed, but instead took her as its next host. Racing over to Kavera's shack as quickly as we can, we find her waiting for us outside.
Keep walking before I... Oh, it's you. Thank goodness. The sister is in the cellar. Come quickly. And thank you for trying to save my poor Vasek. I know you tried your best.
She again leads us to the ominous cellar. Down the steps, we move into a room very similar to the one that Peter's boy was sick in. Only here lies Sister Octavia on a bed in the middle of the room. Both Peter and Kavera flank her. Talking with Peter first, we can ask, why so much secrecy?
The Cathedral of Light used to perform these kinds of rituals whenever anyone was in need. But it seems that lately they would rather burn the demon along with the victim. I still believe in the Father and His Holy Grace, but I couldn't let that happen to this sister. Not after she saved my boy, no matter what happens to me.
Moving over to Kavera, we can ask, have you been taking care of her?
Since she collapsed in my arms while telling me what happened to my Vasek. I was going to find a knight penitent to help her, but she pleaded with me not to. Asked me to hide her and tell any other priests that came looking that I had not seen her. Truth be told, I had to wrestle with that. Lying to the cathedral came close to turning her in more than once. But then I remembered that when I needed help, she did not ask any questions. She was just there, ready to do whatever she could. Well, she deserves the same.
Sister Octavia was there to help the people of Kyovashad when they were in need, and now that she's in trouble, these good people are here to help her. Next, we can talk to Sister Octavia. I came as soon as I could.
I knew you would. Don't have much time. You need to perform blood rites. Exorcise demon.
What?
I cannot. You need my prayer book, but chalice is lost. Need to get new one.
Where?
Margrave. Matvey. He is chalice keeper. Be wary. He is suspicious. You may need to deceive. Please. Hurry.
With that, we receive Sister Octavia's prayer book, a well-loved book of litanies, prayers, and psalms. Certain words are underlined, perhaps due to a deeply personal significance to these passages. But this is not all we need. We need her chalice, but she lost it. To find a new chalice, we have to go to Margrave, a town I had not discovered in this playthrough yet, but thankfully, it's pretty close. Heading out the southeastern gate of Kyovashad, all we have to do is head nearly due south. The way is not an easy one. We stumble upon many enemies, including bone warriors that summon a circle of stones to trap us in and attack us with archers from outside.
I'm not ready yet.
Eventually, we arrive at a waterfall, and following the river, we clear it of all hostiles until we pass through the gate leading to Margrave. We find Priest Matvey standing near to a large altar in the middle of town. This is the pyre of Margrave. Crowned by the cathedral cross, the great pyre stands as tall as any roof in town. Charred corpses of the condemned remained lashed to the timbers, a clear warning for all who enter Margrave. It's one thing to burn robbers at a pike in the middle of town, but we've already learned that the church will also burn people who have committed no sin other than being possessed against their will by a demon. Priest Matvey here is involved in a number of quests, but we'll talk with him only about this one. We can say, I need a holy chalice.
Who are you to demand such a thing? None but those who have dedicated their lives to worship may touch the holy implements.
I am on a solemn task from the Reverend Mother Prava herself. Shall I tell her you are unwilling to fulfill her request?
Please, forgive me. It is so rare to hear any news from Kyovashad, let alone from the Reverend Mother herself. I am honored. Here. It will need to be consecrated first, of course. Anointed in the blood of sinners. There are deserving brigands skulking in the caves to the east.
And it's true, we are on a task for the Reverend Mother Prava. We met her while following the primary quest, which I covered during my live streams. But it's not Prava who sent us on this one, so we did deceive him. However, it worked. He gave us a chalice, but it's not ready yet. An ornate chalice of precious metal bearing the mark of the Cathedral of Light. It is well polished and appears to have never been used. This chalice is lacking the distinctive patina that Octavia's had. We need to anoint it with the blood of sinners. Priest Matvey recommended that we head to the caves to the east. Thankfully, they're pretty close. Heading out the eastern gate, we encounter a number of creatures along the way. But eventually, we arrive at the western tunnels. These tunnels are filled with brigands, arsonists, marauders, and other human criminals. Most difficult are the thundering firebrands, which can have my life in just one hit. We must slay them all and fill the chalice with their blood. Thankfully, it doesn't take a lot. I think I had 4 big battles with these bandits, and then the chalice was filled. I didn't even have to finish exploring the caves. With the chalice filled with sinner's blood, we can head back to Margrave and talk to Priest Matvey.
Good. Now, take a piece of the burning wood from this holy pyre and place it in the blood. And do stand back.
Oh, all right. Taking a look at the chalice in our inventory, it now reads, the inside of the bowl is coated with blood. Grabbing a piece of the smoldering pyre wood, we can place it in the chalice and then step back.
Excellent. The Reverend Mother was wise to choose you for this task. The chalice is now ready for her. And please, do give her my most respectful regards.
Matvey sounds like a guy who's all about the rules of the church, the power of the cathedral. He likes being important. He likes lording his power over others. He's a bully. He doesn't care about right and wrong. He cares about the rules. But at last, our holy chalice here has the same description as the one that Sister Octavia had. And so with it in our inventory, we can head back to Kyovashad. Moving back to Kavera's house, we find Peter waiting for us outside.
Oh, thank the light you're back. The sister has taken a turn for the worse.
What happened, we can say?
Right after you left, the sister, the demon inside her is speaking through her. She's in terrible pain. She told me about the chalice. Here, I'll place it while you prepare. We must hurry.
With that, Peter takes the chalice and races into the ominous cellar. When we're ready, we can follow him. Upon entering the room, we hear the laughter of a demon that should be dead.
Oh. Come to watch your friend die.
Please, save her!
Peter has placed the chalice for us, but with Octavia in her condition, it's up to us to cut our hand and offer sinner's blood.
Father Inarius, as I shed my wicked blood, let it be purified in thy light. Let the light fill the darkness within all of us.
Your pitiful chanting again! Freeze her blood!
And that's how he killed Vashek, Kara's husband. He froze her blood, and he plans to do the same to Octavia. But we won't let him stop us. We can continue the exorcism.
Let the light push out the darkness hiding within this woman. Father, force this demon out.
I knew it! I knew you were involved in something abhorrent!
No! Stop him!
Stop this instant! The Reverend Mother will learn of this heresy! I will see you all burn!
Father, forgive me! Hurry, finish it!
Peter punches Priest Matvey in the face, knocking him unconscious. With the priest out of the way, we can continue the exorcism.
Light, purge the wickedness.
Enough! I tire of this!
Sister, no!
No, he froze her blood. But wait.
No! How is she still fighting? Impossible!
He couldn't kill her. We forced him out of her body. But now, we have to put an end to him. This fight is the hardest of the three. Not only does he continue to summon his ice bombs, his hampering effects like the ice walls, but he also summons demons to aid him in battle. The key here is to avoid the big axe swings whenever possible and make him vulnerable. When vulnerable, we deal much more damage against him, and then stacking bleed on top of him really whittles his life bar down.
Sister, please say something.
Please wake up!
It's too bloody cold down here.
Oh, light be praised.
We did it. With the demon dead, Sister Octavia is saved. She can continue to offer her services to the people of Kyovashad. That is, unless Priest Matvey gets in the way. Moving forward, we can talk to Octavia. Sister, are you all right?
Yes, you did well. The demon is truly banished. I'm impressed you were able to copy the ritual so quickly. It took me ages to master.
Sister Octavia, you are all right. But these people have engaged in blasphemy of the highest sort. Lying, stealing holy implements, brutalizing a priest of the cathedral. They will burn on the pyre before the day is out. How could you be so rash when the Reverend Mother...
Oh, and what will you tell Prava? That you allowed a commoner to so easily deceive her holy representative? That you abandoned your flock in Margrave and left them with no guidance from the lights? If I am to be tied to that horrific pyre, then you shall be there with me.
No. I suppose I have been away from Margrave overlong. I should return swiftly. But, Sister Octavia, please, take better care of yourself. The cathedral is stronger with you on your feet than in a sickbed.
Well, that Priest Matvey skulks off like the snake he is.
My friend, give me just a moment and I will meet you outside. You deserve a proper thanks. And thank you, Peter Kvera. I know it wasn't easy for faithful folk to do what you did for me.
Sister, you saved my boy. There was no choice to make.
If we did not do everything we could to save you, how could we call ourselves followers of the light?
Even in the best places and institutions, there will always be worms like Matvey. But for every priest Matvey, we must remember that there's also someone like Peter, like Kvera. People who know the difference between right and wrong, even if doing the right thing breaks a few rules. Heading outside, Sister Octavia follows closely behind. I'm glad you're all right, we can say.
Yes, I can already feel the warmth returning. Thank you, my friend. I put a great deal of weight upon your shoulders. I asked you to lie for me, to put yourself in grave danger. If you had rejected me, I couldn't say I'd blame you. But you didn't. You saved me, and in so doing, saved countless others I can still help.
What about Priest Matvey? Are you worried he will cause trouble?
No. He will keep what he's seen to himself. Hopefully, I can teach the rest of the clergy to have a bit more faith in the members of their congregation. I want you to have this. It's not much, really, but I hope it brings you some measure of good fortune. Thank you again. You will always have a friend in the cathedral.
With that, we complete the quest, Faith in Blood, and the entire Malady of the Soul quest line. As a reward, she gives us her personal prayer book, the one that was well worn, with her own personal notes inside. But this is a focus item, not usable by my class. Oh man. It looks great, but it's not suitable for a barbarian like Beefhorn here. Oh well, one of these days I'll complete a quest with a great barbarian reward, I'm sure. With that, we can leave Kyovashad to continue our adventure. This video was sponsored by Blizzard. You can find a link to download Diablo 4 in the description below. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what I do on my channel, be sure to subscribe and click that bell notification button. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos and more live streams.